Damas y caballeros, welcome to En Mis Tiempos.
Jesus
Hold
Christ.
on. Hold on.
Wow.
Can we start? Let's do another. Let's do it again.
Yes, do it again.
Damas y caballeros, welcome to En Mis Tiempos. I'm one of your hosts, George, and tequila won't fix your life, but it's worth a shot. Today we have a full house. I'm here today with Adrian, Alfredo, and Adriana. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Where are you?
I'm hiding.
George is our fact checker today, so he won't be talking as much. Hopefully.
Yeah, Luis, because you won't
Yeah.
show up.
Don't hold your breath on that.
Probably, yeah.
And our guest today is Doris. Doris, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, guys.
She's
Welcome, Doris.
nervous
Yeah.
as hell,
Welcome.
so
I
it's
don't
probably going
care.
to take a few shots to get her going. It'll be fine.
I was too. It's fine. I hope so.
You okay?
Yes.
George, you want to tell us who won the Mexican? Fact check this for me. who's the most winningest soccer team in Mexican League history?
Who cheated to win their 15th title?
Here we go.
America. I know y'all saw the video of the ref saying, you know what? We think it's it's not a penalty, but we're gonna leave that up to you. The guy was like, you know
That's
what?
the ref's
It's penalty.
judgment.
Anybody
But
could have
they
made
said
that video.
Three other refs said, you know what? No, it's not a penalty.
You go
know
for Cruz
what?
Azul?
It's a Chivista. It's even worse.
I know, but he's defending Cruz Azul as if like
Well, he hates.
Well, I hate America,
America.
He hates winners. So, you know, what can we say?
so I'm a winner.
Anyway, in case y'all are wondering, he did pay me the $50 you owed me. So thank you for that, George.
good job.
Yeah,
Good job,
You're
George.
welcome. Yeah.
A man of your word
I am.
sometimes.
Thank you. What?
Sometimes.
Just to get
Where's my
all the sports out of the way. Go Mavs and go Stars. Did y'all watch any games?
Right, all of them. The Stars are up 2-1.
I'm gonna cry
Yeah.
today.
That was
And
awesome.
the Mavs are going to sweep tonight, so we got to finish this quick so we can go watch the game somewhere.
Don't say that to Doris.
She's ready to go now. You watch the games, right?
Yeah, I watched it Sunday.
Yeah. You? No.
No.
You only watch. You don't watch. You don't like the Mavs?
Basketball?
Just basketball, period, or just not the Mavs?
Or the Stars?
No.
Is there a team in Wisconsin? A hockey team? You would think they'd have one.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. I don't know who they are.
No, I don't think they have a team.
They have to. It's Wisconsin.
What are the two biggest
Doesn't
cities?
sound like it.
Two biggest cities?
The Wisconsin Badgers.
Madison.
And
The Badgers is
Oh no, they don't.
it's not an NHL team. They don't have.
Where
an
is
NHL team.
Edmond from? I don't even
Edmonton? They're from Canada.
we don't have a hockey team?
Nope.
There you go.
All
Which is
right.
why I wasn't
Weird.
involved.
Yeah.
But
You don't have a basketball team either.
basketball team, I go for the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't
Oh, yeah,
been
okay. Never mind.
I
You have a
haven't been
basketball team.
involved in. I think aren't they in the same? They're moving up with you
Conference?
guys. Yeah.
Are they in the
Yeah,
Western
destroyed.
Conference?
Who?
Yes. No, they weren't.
Who?
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Fact
Fact checker. Hello.
No, they're in the Eastern
They're in the
Conference.
Eastern Conference? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That would be. Anyway, yeah, go Mavs.
Do y'all
Go
feel
Stars.
that? Do y'all feel that Dallas pride though?
No.
Like Dallas Stars and Dallas Mavericks. I'm like, yeah, Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Everybody, Adriana. All right, Adrian, what happened this week? What are we talking about today? We'll put our rules to the test. Y'all were supposed to come with some topics.
I did come up with the topic.
All right, let's go. We'll start with yours.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay, y'all need to fill it in. Come on.
No. We're going to wait.
That's why I'm here.
One of the topics is the whole Puff Daddy scandal. Not scandal.
So
It's
3
not a
weeks
scandal.
ago.
No, it's not because more stuff is coming out.
Like what?
Still very much relevant.
Yes.
The video?
The video.
Wasn't that last week?
And then she actually finally spoke up.
Oh, what did she say? I saw the headline. I'm over it already.
Kept scrolling.
Yeah.
She said, thank you to everybody that believed her, and that's why it's so important to believe.
Nobody believed her. They believed the video.
I know, but that's what she's saying is thank you to those that did believe her
Initially?
initially.
Okay.
And that's why it's so important to believe people when they speak up. But I have mixed feelings about that.
Me too. Why? Wait, how do you feel about that?
I'm not surprised that a lot of people didn't believe her because, he was like the big star. So to a lot of people, seeing them at the red carpet and they looked normal. and happy, they're like, well, she's lying. I mean, if it's easier to, if people don't see it, I think that they find
They want you to look like sad and not happy and all that.
Yeah.
Same with you. I get it.
I think, unfortunately, there's so many liars that lie about it. And that's what makes it so hard for people to believe the ones that are not lying.
Especially when it's with like a
celebrity.
Yeah.
Not saying that Cassie isn't a celebrity, but I mean, she wasn't
No
as big
idea
as
who
him.
she is.
I mean, she has, what, 2 hits?
She's a singer?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even know who she is.
If you hear the song, I'm pretty
probably
sure you
know,
know
yeah.
who.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But it's just, sadly, we live in a world where that is used so frequently as an excuse to either for extortion, for whatever, that it's so hard to say. And then in her particular scenario, it was as soon as lawsuit was filed, they paid her off and that was it.
So she settled?
Yeah, it was.
When was the
immediately.
lawsuit filed? Like recently?
A few months ago, no?
I don't know.
George?
It was this year.
It wasn't this year. Hold on.
May.
Wait, he's looking it up on his phone.
But because of that lawsuit, I feel like other people are like, oh, well, she settled. So that means she was lying. She got what she wanted.
But that's my
So-
point. It's that because of how it all went down,
Okay, so let me ask you this. If that happened to you, would you settle?
I don't know. I don't know. Because one, I'm not in the situation, so I genuinely don't know. Because
Okay.
I mean, I
Let
guess
me
for
rephrase
some
my
people,
question.
it's,
If you were in that situation, would you want justice or would you want money? You answer first.
So, being in the field that I am, I work
What
with
field are you in?
victims
Okay.
in the criminal justice
okay.
system. So I work with victims directly, and there's a lot of times where they're on board of prosecution, and then attorneys end up pleading it out to probation, and they become victimized again. Or to them, it's like, well, what justice did I get? You know, they're living their life, and
that's what I was gonna somewhat say. Where it's unfortunately the justice system is so flawed that what makes me think I am gonna get justice. Where sure, I want justice. Let's put it all through in court, or let a judge decide, let a jury decide. It's a matter of you have people in a room and you have to convince them that you're not lying.
Well, you have to prove it, right? So at some point, does it become, I don't think we're going to win, so I'm just going to take the money?
Yeah.
I think so.
That
And you
sucks.
can't even really get right. It sucks, but you can't even get mad because it's like, it's either I
Well,
go
you can't get
through all
mad,
of this.
but if it's also like,
It's unfortunate. I mean, it sucks as a female, or it happens to males too. Can't just, but it's an unfortunate situation where it's either I get my day in court and hope that people believe me, or I get my day in court and I come out looking worse than, like, you're re-victimized, and then it's almost like it happens to you all over again, in the sense of now more information is out. They drag you through the mud. Like, they just, anything that you've ever.
yeah, I get it. They break your character in court
Right,
to
and
make
that's-
you look like, yeah, whatever.
So when you walk away from that, you're beat up, and for all you know, you're not even going to get the guilty verdict or because people file civil suits as well. You don't get that. And it's just, you did all that for what? You walk away with nothing, where you get your point
Well,
across.
you walk away with a clean conscience.
Do you though?
I would. If I was a victim of something and I took them to court and I went through with it and I lost, but I know I'm right, at least I did what I'm supposed to do, right? Whereas if I settle, I'm like, it wasn't that bad. I'll just take some money instead.
But then again, there's also that like retaliation. Like he is a big celebrity. What if there's some sort of retaliation for her moving forward with the prosecution?
But even that, what did he come out? He came out and said when the lawsuit first was filed and it was public, he was the first one to say I didn't do it. These are false, blah, 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 blah. The whole spiel of I'm innocent. People are always just trying to get money from me, blah, 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 blah. And then the video came out. And it's like, I don't know.
I don't know what point you were trying to make with that one. But
It's everyone claims that they're innocent.
of course.
And him being the figure that he is, you're going to have people that are going to be in his corner. I mean, it's similar to the whole Johnny Depp and Amber chick, where he actually took her to court and said, no, like, I am not, because he lost so many contracts. He lost so much. And in that scenario, it's the opposite, where it's like you have this guy that's being victimized.
Well, it's not similar. It's the exact opposite, right?
Well, yeah. But it's similar in the sense of she's claiming to be the victim.
Right.
And the tables will turn.
Oh, how the turntables.
Oh.
So I just saw over the weekend, I think I've seen it before, some clips, but there's a show on Netflix, I don't know what it's called, about some girls in college, I guess.
That was a
Or maybe,
Under the Bridge.
Girls Gone Wild. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's like, it's just about that. It's about them. They actually got arrested because they were, they said, yeah, I got raped. And then the cops were asking questions and were like, well, was it consensual? It just kind of, and they believed in the law and, telling them, cooperating pretty much with them to where they got screwed at the end. Cause
the girls?
Yeah, the girls. Cause they were like, well, I trust them. Whatever. But in the end, when during the process of the interview, like at the end, he was like, well, it sounds like you knew about it and you're just kind of lying about it now. So we're going to have to arrest you. She agreed to it. She agreed to it with the pressure. You know how they are when they have you in that room. And then she got to the prison.
I say, yeah, like I've been in that situation. I've watched a lot of TV.
Well, she got to the...
I'm trying to think of what show you're talking about.
Is it Unbelievable?
I don't think so.
Is it the
anyways.
one where it's based on a true story?
Yeah, there's true stories. It's two girls. It's about this. Well, as far as I got, it was two girls. But I think there was an entry level. What do you call it?
Did he later come out to be like a serial rapist, or you didn't?
No. This is
about for me.
No, this is about girls being accused of lying when they are being raped. That's pretty much what it's all about. The person that's doing the
I think it's called victim / suspect.
Yeah, that's what it is. I can't think of the damn name, but
is that what it looks like?
The person who puts the reports
prosecutor,
out. They write the fucking
advocate?
story. The reporter. God damn. The reporter.
He's like,
the paper.
TV. He's standing in the rain on the train.
Bingo.
Dictionary.
The reporter's like entry level. And she's just kind of like fucking around, like trying to get her own story because she's working on everybody else's story. She's trying to get her name out there, whatever. And finally, she comes across this one story, and then it's two, and then all of a sudden it just pops up everywhere. And it's like, this is happening like all over the place.
Right.
And I mean, it's one of the guys that got accused. He was like well known, established. He's known around the town, I guess.
That's
like
always
he has
the
money.
case. When it happens in college, it's always some fucking rich dickhead.
And if you see
you
see the interview, like when they interview him, he doesn't say a goddamn thing. Like it's him and
smart.
Yeah,
it's him. Well, it's him and his lawyer. First of all,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
First they had a scheduled interview in the morning, but him and his lawyer went fishing that morning.
Yeah.
And they went in after
nobody
they
can
went
record you out
fishing,
there.
like-
And then you do the coaching.
It starts off with like, oh, y'all went fishing. What y'all caught? What kind of bait did y'all use? The guy leans back and like you're just talking whatever.
I know which one you're talking about because I saw that one.
And it's kind of the same thing. Where, like you were saying, who do you believe, and how far does line?
But even
there it is.
So for example, another example of that is Do you remember the college? They're the college ones where they go to trial.
Or they don't want to ruin his career because he's
And
a
the
promising young
judge
man.
is the one that, where it's like, I believe you were just, in the wrong place at the wrong time. Where it's like, what? And they don't get anything. They get a slap on that. Like, just.
Yeah, like, did you
You didn't mean
consent?
I
that.
don't disagree with you, but again, at the end of the day, she walks away with a clear conscience, right? Because she knows she was raped and she did what she's supposed to do, and the criminal system failed.
How do you walk away?
But I think as a person, she walks away with money. She's like, fuck.
I just sold myself.
Pretty much.
Sold my soul.
Well, but sometimes you need money to keep the fight going, and a lot of people don't have that.
No, once you settle, you can't keep the fight going.
Well, before that,
Well,
I mean, if you're going to court,
if it's a civil suit,
Well, yeah.
that's
I mean, that's why they can keep it going, or they can just settle it now and be like, "Don't waste my time."
Oh, I get it. You say they settle because they don't have the money to keep the fight going.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's really what.
I get it. I just don't think I would.
Because in that show, that guy's pretty much like, I got the money. We can fight this if she wants to.
I probably would settle because fuck it. Nothing's that important to me. But I'm not a woman, and I'm not in a position where that's going to happen to me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
short of me getting the shit kicked out of me in an alley or something, nobody's going to violate me physically to the point where I feel like I need to do that. So I can't put myself in that headspace, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So to me, I'd fucking settle and take the money and run. But it's not the same thing. Getting beat up in an alley and getting raped is not the same thing.
You're right.
I don't know.
But if you did get raped,
It depends on who rapes me. I don't know. All right, let's move on.
as a guy, you probably don't want that out.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want people to know.
Take the money and run. Speaking of that, speaking of victims,
Speaking of rape,
violence, like domestic violence and stuff. I think it was on Twitter. I'm never on Twitter. I don't know why I was on Twitter. And
It's not called Twitter anymore.
I was on X, formerly known as
Don't
Twitter.
you do it? No, it's called Twitter.
Oh, okay. I don't have
You're
it.
one of
I
those
don't know
people.
how to use
You're holding
it.
on. Wait, hold on. Before we move on, everything's throwing me off. Our screen is off because we had like
Why?
stupid storms this morning.
that turn
Like,
on.
Did you guys get hail like
We didn't get
15 minutes
hail,
ago?
but no, don't turn it on because it's going to go to the default. It was like a tornado watch first and then a tornado warning around 6 o'clock. And then all hell broke loose outside. I was at the door like a good Texan, just looking out.
Same.
What time?
And the lights at around 6:30.
6 a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m. I got.
It would go out and then these bright lights would come on in here and everything else would turn off and then light power would come back. That was fucking weird. So that's why our lights are flashing. That's normally not how they are.
I was going to ask you. I was like, that's
I
distracting.
thought you were
Everything
just trying to
just
have a
reset.
party.
It's distracting me. I can't focus.
I thought you were trying
Because
to
I
have
can
a
see
party.
something flashing out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, why are these lights flashing?
It was
I
hail.
don't-
Kid you not, at like 5. I'm like, is that hail? I'm like, what the? What's going on?
All right, so I stopped the lights from
I
flashing.
left
The screen's
the
still out, but
house.
it's fine.
You
it was
still
fucking
left the
windy.
house?
I didn't know.
leave.
I thought it was just a storm. I didn't check my phone or anything.
I
You didn't get the alert.
Start
The
driving.
alarm, the siren woke me up at 5:40
Yeah.
something,
I was up already.
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's not good. I'm like, that's not
I
good.
thought it was an Amber Alert, so I just swiped. I'm like, I'm in bed. I'm not going to see a car right now. I don't care. But then the other phone went off, and I had to get up to go turn it off, and that's when I saw it. I'm like, oh, shit.
No, I heard the siren, and I'm like, okay, hey, let me give it a minute. let me see what happens. And then the lights went off first, and then they came back on. I'm like, do we have to get out?
That's like, you always think that, right? Because what are you going to do anyway? If it is a tornado, what are you going to do?
Well, because our house is two stories,
Stories?
the bedrooms are upstairs. So as soon as we felt the house shake, I'm like, yeah, let's go downstairs. I was like,
That's
what we're
fair.
going to do downstairs? I don't know, but we'll figure it out once we get down there.
I guess there's a
because-
point between like a big tornado and a really bad storm where there is some safety things you could do. I
Yeah.
guess.
And we were in the living room first, and I'm like, where do we go? Like, I'm trying to think in
The
the
restroom.
house.
You just go to the room in the middle. You got a restroom in the middle, don't you?
No, it's
You don't
upstairs.
have anything in the middle of your house that doesn't have windows?
Well, see, and that's what I was thinking was technically the only, and it's not even in the middle. It's like a storage closet.
Like a pantry,
thing.
like a big walk-in pantry type.
Yes, but it's not in the kitchen. It's in the.
Does it fit your family?
Yes.
That's where
That's where we went. Well, that's. I'm like, I feel like that's where we need to go, and my husband's like, we'll be fine.
So I think I told you all before this. Olivia had a sleepover last night, and she had 3 of her gymnastics friends over. So they're all sleeping on the couch, and it's me and Yvette at the window trying to decide whether or not to wake him up and get him in the restroom. Like, it's fine. There's straight line winds. We're good. There's a house next door. It'll block all the stuff, you know. If it starts spinning, then okay, we're moving. But it was fine.
Yeah. Like I got to the point where I'm like, yeah, I think we need to go into that closet. And he's like, all right.
Shit, I was on the highway and then hit some traffic, and my truck was like fucking moving.
They
a
said
lot.
it was 80
mile an hour winds. Yeah. That'll move your truck.
Yeah, I was. It was
Did you
like
see the
this. I was
video?
like, what the fuck?
How far'd you get?
I mean, I went to work.
He made it to
I
work.
drove back.
You started going to work and then he drove back.
Yeah.
Which tree fell at your house? Was it the big tree in the backyard?
Yeah, the big tree my favorite tree.
Oh,
in
well,
the
that's cool. Now
backyard.
your mom doesn't have to worry about tearing it out when she drops the back to level it out.
Well,
we were
that's
just
true.
talking about that last
We
week.
actually have to. I was looking at it today, and after we cut off that part that like broke off, we have to just basically we're gonna have to cut the whole thing off.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Done.
There was a branch that
Sucks.
fell, or it wasn't just a branch, but it fell and hit because we have a wood gate, or we have a gate, wood fence, and it broke the chain,
The chain on.
the fence to open it, like
Oh,
the,
yep. Automatic.
yeah, and so it broke.
You have to pull it like a poor person. That
I
sucks.
I'm like, I have to get out. I refuse. You better fix
I'm
this.
parking on the street from now on.
I can't go to work.
I did tell. I did tell that. I told my husband that. I was like, I'm just gonna park in the front. He's like, No, you're not. I'm like, Are you gonna come out and open this thing? Because I'm not. It's heavy. No, thank you.
do y'all have power? I mean, obviously you do, Alfredo. But
Yeah.
I just got the power back on.
I
My
don't.
phone didn't even work. Like I couldn't text. I couldn't. The internet didn't
Yeah, same.
work. Nothing. The only thing that I was getting, and I wasn't even
That's
getting,
because it's
was
an
calls.
iPhone. That had nothing to do with the store.
Whoa.
I was texting all day.
Yeah, no. Mine didn't start working until late. I could get calls, and even that, I was getting a bunch of voicemails.
Isn't it supposed to, I guess, rain tomorrow morning as well?
It's
Like-
going to rain all week.
Yeah.
But I
All
don't think
week.
it's going to be as bad as it was this morning.
Storms all week, but
I didn't even know
Wow.
it was supposed to get bad.
I don't think anybody
Okay.
did. We were all too drunk yesterday to pay attention to the forecast. So
Well, yesterday,
I
because
mean,
we
we were in
went,
the pool.
we went to the pool, and then
Sweet
we
invite.
left. I don't know what it. I had just told him, I was like, let's go. I was like, let's, this is perfect timing. It was around 3:30. I was like, this is perfect timing. If I need to stop at the store, well,
keep going. Give me all of those so I can put them
I
in the
was like,
fridge.
we'll stop at the store,
Free advertising.
and
Unless you already got a deal, then that's cool.
we'll stop at the store. By the time we get home, cook everything. We can chill the rest of the night and call it a day. Sure enough, it started raining and storming as soon as we got home, and I'm like, perfect timing. Okay, got
All right.
that down.
I was Twitter. I was on X.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I know somebody complaining. It was a lady complaining. I don't want to say complaining because I'm going to get.
What was she
Whatever.
complaining about?
She was complaining because she was a victim and she was at a shelter. And it was a shelter that allowed people who identify as women to go to that shelter if they need shelter. And she did not feel comfortable with that.
Okay.
And there was apparently, in whatever state she's in, they have to accept those people. So there was nowhere she could go where that wasn't the case. Not that there was those people everywhere, but it could happen, right? So she ended up having to go. I got it wrong. So I think she was a social worker that was trying to place a person, and that person did not feel comfortable going to that shelter. So she had to find somebody to take her like out of state. So how do y'all feel about that?
I don't blame her.
I don't either.
A shelter?
Like
So you shipped her off
I
to another
think-
state? Or what?
yeah, she ended up having to go to another state to get into a shelter that she felt
Nice.
comfortable going to. Okay, so you can't. So how do you feel about people identifying as things? I'm sorry.
Well, 'cause we were talking about the first.
I don't care. Just email me, whatever. But
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
so am I. Let's go.
Same.
Adrian's like, I'll just watch.
No, go ahead.
I think we're all human. So for me, like how you identify, like we're humans. Like as a social worker, like when I have to do assessments, it's like the pronouns, like it's a lot of work. So
I think it's getting out of hand.
yes.
I genuinely think it's getting out of hand in the sense of I don't want to be part of your circus.
It's hard to keep up.
Yes.
So you're calling
It
it a
is.
circus?
It's
Wow.
That's the best way to put it.
Adriana doesn't have an email, so just email George.
I'm gonna get. I get it, and I'm not saying that the people that identify differently that it's not valid. No, I believe that you do believe that you're another gender. That's your thing. But I also believe that there are people that are taking advantage of situations. And there's creepers and there are weirdos out there. Like that's the best way to put it. I'm not saying that all people that identify as a different gender are weirdos. No, what I'm saying is there are
just as with everything else.
Just with everything else, you have the ones that are like, oh, let me take advantage of the situation. And it's just, I feel like there's no place for a woman to be anymore that she is surrounded by all women, where it's a domestic violence
thing. So we played devil's advocate. Where does a person like that go?
I don't know. Their own section.
Okay. So
what they used to be there all the time before before they got comfortable in coming out.
Right.
Were they?
So yeah.
Like the whole homosexuality and the trans, like they've always been around for fucking ever, right? Mm-hmm. Not that they just weren't as visible as they are now. So I don't know. Fuck, what were you going to ask?
I guess just the knowing part. Now that you know that.
Well, no, before they weren't allowed to go to a women's shelter, though.
Right. That's my point. It's there
like
used
a man
to be
that identifies
boundaries.
a person that is born as a man and identifies as a woman in the past.
Yeah, he would just go to the man guy.
Yeah,
the man shelter.
Yeah, man's shelter. That sounds like a cool place to watch a game. But
yeah, you just go to the man
I
cave.
agree with what you said.
I don't mean to categorize it in this way, but for example, I lost my. What was I going to say?
Well, wait. My question is, where do they go? Because they have to have a place to go, right? The ones that aren't taking advantage of it, the ones that are truly victimized, they have a place. They have to have a place to go. And if you send them to a men's shelter,
that's where I was going. For example, a prison. If I don't know how the lingo is, so if I'm a guy that is dressing as, if I'm a man that is dressing as a female, they're not going to put me in a female prison. They're going to put me in a male prison because
you said
of my
if you're
parts.
a man that is dressing as a female, that's not what.
Isn't it the same thing that you had to, that's what.
I see what you're saying. Like, and they wouldn't be put in general population. They are placed in a section that's specifically for them to keep them safe, and it's for their safety.
Placed. George, where does a male that identifies as female get placed when he goes to jail?
You haven't seen Blood In, Blood Out? They're right there with the men.
Well, yeah,
they are in a male jail, but
they're in a male prison. They don't go into a female prison. So why isn't it the same where instead of...
Because the same thing, so this defeats the purpose of putting them in a shelter. Because the same thing that happens to them in jail is going to happen to them in a shelter.
So if they go to a shelter, I don't know.
You see my point though, right? Like if you put a trans person in a male shelter, or if you put a guy that identifies as female in a male shelter, men are going to do what men have been doing for fucking millennia.
He wants to be a...
Right. So where does that person go to feel safe? Do they just fucking suck it up, Buttercup? Because whatever?
So do you tell all the females?
No, I'm
suck
not
it
saying
up?
that.
But that's where it's at.
So
Where it's
what-
like,
what-
so
what
do
do we
you
do?
tell a female, suck it up, Buttercup? This female thinks that this male thinks that she's a female. She still has you see how confusing this is?
So is it time to just
The body
make
parts.
the section?
Yes.
Or
It's just like there's a
Unit
unit
for them.
specifically for them. Is there that many complaints, or is it
I don't
one-off?
think there is.
I don't think there's that many complaints, but
That's the thing. Like, I think the fact that the shelters could take those people in is what was making that woman say, I don't want to go there. There probably wasn't anybody there. And there probably wasn't going to be anybody there.
so it wasn't even because it was an actual case. It was just because they did accept them.
It was a real case, but yeah, it was because they could accept those people. If one showed up, they had to be taken in.
Well, then I feel like that kind of hits the
And
topic
I don't mean those people in a derogatory way. Everything I say sounds bad, all right? Whatever.
Then I feel like that kind of adds to so what do you do with the people that are in that shelter that are not comfortable around being around men?
Obviously, apparently, you send them off to another state. Because any woman that is in that shelter is not comfortable being around other men. Like, that's
Well, that
kind of
shelter. Right. So that shelter has to. I feel that shelter needs to determine whether or not. Because aren't shelters based on funding? So if you don't have victims to help, your funding goes away.
right. But all the other women are fine with it.
But wouldn't they have them like separated?
I don't know.
Like, there's units. Like
I'm
there's
just telling you
sections.
what I read
Like
on
there's
Twitter
people
or
with
X.
children. There's some that don't have children.
The one that I've been to that's here, they didn't have it sectioned off. They had it where just everybody was there, and with kids, without kids, it was just
free for all.
yeah. Yes.
I mean, like the prisons should be easy fix because the prisons are
Because
all about
they're-
making money, right?
Well, yeah.
And the more people you incarcerate, so you start a new section or a new.
Yeah.
You just
And
add
they're
a new-
already
you just-
sectioned
you
off
just-
anyway, so
you just
just
add a new
dedicate one
building,
section
and
to-
it's like,
yeah.
oh, we need to fill it up.
And I feel like there's level. Wait, what? Sorry.
Nothing. They
I
just
was looking at
being-
that.
Don't
No,
look
I
at
mean
George.
you build a new building. You
Don't
gotta-
look at George. I feel like there's levels as well to the whole transgender thing, where you can tell if.
Oh shit! Go ahead.
I know.
Here,
Sorry, guys.
take this shovel.
No. I'm not back next
I'll
week.
help
I know
you.
why. I feel like you can tell. Nope, not touching it.
Go ahead.
Nope, I'm not touching it.
Should we move on?
Mm.
I mean,
It's
it caught my attention when I read the headline because it's
Wish
You know.
was here.
I feel like that's a tough situation. If there was someone there,
The fact that there wasn't, she wasn't aware that someone was there. Like, are you really afraid for your safety, or is it more like
You're just being
discrimination?
yes, and that's kind of the difference. Where
and don't okay. I might have misquoted everything I said about the case. No, like maybe there was somebody there, and that's what she did. But she could have found another one in that city where there wasn't somebody. There's no way there was a born male in every shelter in the city. There's no fucking way, right? But she did leave the state to one where they wouldn't be allowed. So the point wasn't that specific story. It was just a general.
yeah.
How do we handle that? Moving on.
I think it's just a sucky situation because it leads to just the whole topic in general where it's like, oh, should they be allowed to go to the restrooms as with the females? And it's
I had a follow up to that one. Sorry, you're done.
You hear horror stories, and maybe it is the one-off. But guess what? That one horror story has now put it in my brain that my kid can't go to the
There was
bathroom
also
by
a real
herself.
person in that one horror story. Like,
I've heard of horror stories about men taking advantage of
of the
boys
situation. Well, okay, well,
in the men's restroom.
and I've heard the horror stories where it's a trans person, because the trans person is taking advantage going into the girls' restroom and then violates a kid in there. Like,
You've actually heard this happen?
yes.
I would like for you to look that story up and send it to me. Not right now,
Okay.
in the future. Because I've heard of people worrying about that, but I've never read it.
No, there's
ever actually happening.
There are actual cases. I've read about 3 specific ones. I'll look them up and I'll send them to you because those were the ones that I'm like, okay, like I have an 8-year-old that every now and again she'll be like, Mommy, I got it. Like, and she'll run to the restroom, whether we're at Target, whatever. And I feel like I can't do that anymore, where I'm like, nay, like I'm going with you. Even if I'm standing outside, before it was standing
Well, why
outside
did you say
of the door.
anymore when you said that?
Because I wouldn't let her go. I won't let her go like fully on her own to the restroom, where now I feel like I have to go inside in there, like
And make sure there's not a
protect the
trans
door.
person in there?
No, protect the door, make sure nobody's going in there. That's
I
that.
think, yeah, and I think it leaves room for perpetrators to be like, hey, this is a,
This is my in.
yeah, so I'm gonna pretend I'm a transgender and go in here and perp on someone.
But again, I want send
I'll
me
send them to
send me
you.
something where that's actually happened.
I'll send them to you.
Because
I don't remember
and
what state.
it had to have been Texas because everything happens in Texas. We were moving on, but we're coming back because I have a. Have you met Karma, my dog?
The little brown one.
I have 2 little brown ones. The bigger little brown one.
That one.
The fat
No.
one.
Fat
Just
one.
say it.
That
Oh,
one.
the
The,
sun-
She's bigger, okay?
I'm gonna
She's
get
not
offended.
fat,
Thick
no,
one.
she's-
the one that walks weird.
The
I
one
don't
with the
know, I
beautiful
met-
face.
No.
Okay.
Probably
Anyway,
not.
we inherited her from our neighbor. He passed away, but he was 50 years old. He was gay as the day is long. Not afraid to show it. He wasn't flamboyant, but he was gay, right? And a few years ago, 3 years ago, like the year, actually my last birthday before he passed away, he came over to the house because he's our neighbor, and we would go back and we weren't like friends, we weren't close. He wouldn't come over and hang out or anything, but every time I left, he was
neighbors.
out there doing something. We'd talk or whatever. And he had this thing, we would flamingo each other. I don't know if you all know what that is.
I can guess.
I don't know.
I don't know
Yes.
what that
One
is.
day I showed up and there was a pink flamingo floating in my pool. And then one day he get home and there's pink flamingos in his front lawn. And I won because he won. But the last one I did was a huge fucking 10-foot
Nice.
flamingo floaty in his pool while he was
Okay.
out. So
That
he showed up
Sam's-
to my
that
birthday
Sam's
party.
one.
Our
I didn't know
our
this.
birthday party dressed as a flamingo. This is a birthday party with all my friends and family, all Mexican, all Catholic, all very fucking homophobic because we are. And this fucking flaming faggot walks in dressed
Don't
as a
say
flamingo.
that word.
And
say
everybody
that.
acted okay. And, we took pictures and he was cool. He hung out for a while. Obviously, he felt uncomfortable, so he went back. And as soon as he left, my sister, gay people, they're son mañosos. Cuidado con Olivia, eh? And this and that. Like, no, that's not a thing.
I don't even know this
See.
story.
Gay men like gay men. Or men. They don't like little
Men.
girls. Like, it's not just because somebody is
That's
different, it doesn't mean they're
I
fucking,
believe you,
you know-
and I'm with you. I do not believe that just because you are gay that I don't want to put gay men into that.
I would
category.
leave my daughter, I would leave my 8-year-old boy with him before I would leave him with a Catholic priest. Because he doesn't like little boys, he likes men. You know what I mean?
So I do know what you mean, and I get it, but I have seen so much, read so much that I won't I'm way too paranoid.
And I won't either. I'm not paranoid.
I am.
And I'm observant, and I take care of my daughter, obviously. But I'm also not going to make her fucking paranoid about everything. I don't
You're right.
want to raise a girl that doesn't want to do things on her own because she's afraid of every fucking shadow she sees.
The,
right?
Absolutely.
the argument I always hear is, well, I don't want to have to explain to my kid that
You don't have
there's
to
a
explain to your
fucking-
kid shit.
Well, if you're not explaining it to him, and that's the world we live in right now, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
It's the world
But
we've
that's-
always lived in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
You
so I'm with
explain
you.
you explain everything to them
Yeah.
as it's going, right?
That guy likes guys.
But that's the only that's the excuse that I always hear. It's like, well, I don't have to, I don't want to have to explain why a girl in a dress is peeing in the urinal.
I have a
next to
harder
you.
time explaining to my daughter why a bigot is a bigot than I do why a gay guy is gay.
You're right. Like I can't, and I don't want you to think that I'm like over here telling my kid, no, you can't be with this
No, I
person.
know. I didn't think that.
No, but I'm saying where it's my paranoia, it's my fear, it's my like lives rent free in my head.
But you know she picks up on that, right? You hide it well?
I hide it very well
right.
because the one thing I don't hide is my fear.
All right, no more for her.
My fear for clowns. That is one thing.
Wait, what?
You leave me alone.
Don't judge
So
her.
she fully knows
Where's
that,
this going?
but she can't tell you any other fear that I have. My point to that is, do I put that fear or paranoia in her? No, it's just a matter of
Not intentionally.
how do you unintentionally fear something?
Your kids pick up on every little thing that you do. And if she knows that every time she goes to the restroom you have to go with her, she's picking up on that. And there's a reason for it, right?
Because
Like
she's a
I'll
little
send Olivia
girl.
off to the restroom by herself and I'm watching the restroom. And if she's gone for more than 3 minutes, I'm like, hey, Yvette, you want to go check on her? It's fine, right? But Olivia feels empowered enough to go to the restroom by herself. And she knows that I trust her to do that and whatever. It doesn't mean I'm not watching her. It doesn't mean I'm not thinking about it, because I am, because this is the world we live in. But
I don't know.
that's just me.
I don't know. I rather go with her. That's
for that
That's
peace
fair.
of mind.
That-
Like,
for
'cause
that
anything
peace of
can
mind.
happen
And maybe as she gets older, it'll be different. But mine is 8. One is 8, the other one is 4. So the 4-year-old can't go by
To
herself.
me, as she gets older, I'll probably worry more. Because if there's a guy out there who's trying to prey on little girls, it's more likely that he's going to prey on a teenager than you know.
You'd be surprised.
I know there's pedophiles out there, but not every predator is a pedophile.
The one that I'm thinking about is
Oh, you have a specific one in mind. Okay.
I literally do, because this one just happened earlier this year. I'll send you that story too, where these stories should not
I think
be read.
there are more
still-
just like
is he still
normal
out there?
sexual predators than
Should
there
not
are
be read.
pedophiles.
Is he still out there?
No, the guy, they found him.
Okay.
I think
Agent's like,
he's officially
He
in
has 2
jail.
girls. So.
But I have 3. Hello.
I have
You
a
win.
dog.
1, 2,
She's
3.
also a girl.
Oh, I have 3 bitches. Like you brought in your dog.
Yeah, I mean,
I have 3 dogs that are
Well,
girls.
that's 4 then, because the dog is a female. But
Doris,
Yes.
I want to need you to participate a little more in this
Okay.
conversation.
Sorry.
Drink faster.
remember you're saying here than fear.
What is that?
It's one of those
Is he singing?
things. That
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
George is bored over there. George, how does it feel? Are you feeling left out? Are you feeling
Just a tad bit, but it's all right. I'm okay.
okay? You could chime in. Just not all
Well,
the
that's what
time.
happens when you.
When I what?
That's
Give me the
enough.
chair.
I think you reached your word quota. So I'm done with it.
George, who won this weekend? I'm just kidding. Ahora penal.
It
you got?
wasn't.
Sí, era
I'm
penal.
glad
Adrian,
What?
you got something?
Sure.
I mean, I've got a whole fucking list over here. I had a good week this
All
week.
right, I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you guys a question. So, what job do you think you can just like walk into and pretend, and nobody can
And
like,
pretend.
yeah, like,
Okay.
and
Pretending?
nobody can like check you for it. Like you could just be like, yeah, this is what I do, and they'd be like,
Well,
Okay,
anything
I
Johnny
trust you.
Hamchick can do, I can do.
I trust you, and they hire you. I saw a story, and that's what I'm gonna follow up with. But can you think of
Like
any?
Oh,
what
you mean
line
like
of
actually
work?
like go in there before you get hired and start doing the
Or
job?
just
Yeah.
pretend that's
Okay.
your career.
Yeah.
That's a good question. George?
Psychologist.
Of course. Let's go straight to the top. Yeah. No lack in confidence there. Let's do it.
I think I've learned a lot from my Adriana. I'd be like, oh, it's a childhood trauma. I got it.
Hey,
I was-
my
I was-
psychology degree.
I was waiting
Kicks
for
in every now and again.
I was waiting for something like that to come up. Every episode, so I've been listening to the last 2 episodes, which has been really fun.
Thank you.
Because I'm like, I can't wait to listen.
He's like, I want to fight somebody.
George, get somebody a therapist or something. Every
Don't
fucking
be mean. He's not talking. He can't defend himself.
every episode, it's been like it comes up, and I know he's interested in it. Just
George,
do
do you
it.
need a hug?
Anyways, so yeah, I didn't come up with anything. So I saw this story about
Probably did need a
a
therapist.
sign language interpreter.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all see that? Ah, God.
No, wait.
That's been several. Which
there's
one?
There was a black lady. I don't know.
The last one,
Was she on
wasn't it the
TV?
president?
Yes, that lady, man.
But she
But
just
you
went
see
in.
her signs and it's like, bro, I don't know how to
I don't-
sign.
Yeah, but I knew
I
she
know
was.
that-
Yeah, if I had seen her, I'd be like, "What is this
Like,
lady doing?" No.
well, if you see
rapping?
the interview, they interview the guy. Well, the clips are funny because it just shows it and then it's like, what can you know? I could have asked more questions. It's like, yeah, you could have started there, but how do you check that if you don't already have an interpreter there? You know what I mean? Like a sign
Well,
language person that knows.
You would think that the person doing the interview knows sign language.
So a
Whoa.
good example is when they hire where my husband works, they've been looking for bilingual.
Bilingual what? I got this.
He's
You're
there
hired.
she is.
That lady.
a loan officer.
Hey, props to her.
Bilingual
no, no.
loan officer. But him and maybe another guy are the only ones that speak Spanish. In the interviews, they've told him, we need you to come to these interviews
To
because
see if they're really
we
bilingual.
need to know if they're actually
That's
bilingual.
right. Yeah.
That is key. You take
Yeah.
someone that knows.
Like we're paying more for this.
Yeah.
We need you to be there.
I want to see this.
So do they go through like a
See this.
hiring process to see if they actually
You would think.
like know sign language and the
Yeah.
language before they put them out?
One would think.
You would think.
I mean, I guess for those jobs, you have references.
No,
you know, I
it's
guess.
Yeah,
beyond
it's your resume
references.
and that's it. Like I guarantee you, nobody looks at shit.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
mean, people
They
call my
interview you,
references.
but they ask you questions about you.
But it's sign language.
Like
It's-
think
it's an
about it.
actual-
Like the company we work for, when we hire people, we let anybody interview them. Right? It's not like you go talk to the HR person or you go talk to the VP or whatever. We bring people in and we let employees talk to them and interview them, and then we decide whether or not we want to work with that
That's
person. when
valid
we hire
because you
them,
have
right?
to work for them.
But
or
when
with
we talk to
with
them, we never ask them, "How do you write us a bill? How do you do this?" Like we don't ask them technical questions.
Some people.
We have no clue whether or not they can build.
See, and the times that I've interviewed people, I ask the technical questions. I say, "Oh, you know, what courts are you familiar with?" "Oh, yeah. Do you do like it's questions that you can like have follow-up questions and it's going to determine whether you know what you're talking about or not.
yeah.
We trust that whoever brought them in already vetted them for that purpose, and we're trying to determine whether or not they're a cultural fit.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I gotta
let's-
ask.
I got to ask
when
the technical because you
when
know
I
what? At the
interview-
end of the day, you're going to come to me asking me for help and no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
gotta,
we
I gotta
have-
ask what kind of whiskey I like,
Yeah.
and if I like to drink after work. And I was like, yes and yes.
So we have a portion of our questionnaires for interviews where it has to be Spanish. So we do a prompt in Spanish and they have to answer in Spanish so we can confirm that they do speak the language. So
That's
See, that fucking sign language
I
person
mean
should have
that's
done
valid,
that.
but and
Ask him a question in sign language.
In a-
Yeah, but the person has to know
Yeah.
sign language.
yes.
That's
in
what
a-
I'm saying. Like you can't verify. She's gonna be like throwing
But
gang
isn't it
signs.
weird
and shit.
how we all said we could have, like, I've been to enough concerts, festivals where they have like the people signing the songs that I
they're
can
vibing.
tell, yeah, whether or not like that's not a real sign. Like I've never seen that before. That's not a real thing.
I need to see this video.
Yeah,
I need
she
to look it up.
was-
because-
She was all over the place,
You
but
gotta-
props to her.
It would be like me if when I was watching this lady, I'm like, I do that when I pretend to sign because I don't know how to sign.
But see, I feel like a sign language
Throwing
at a
up a gang
festival
sign.
would be harder to see, like, because they're vibing, like they're partying.
They are.
and
They're
so
dancing,
you're like, oh,
and
they
but
feel
they're
it.
still
But
like
how do
their
you know they
signing is
don't?
still like,
Because you see,
Yeah, it's
there
crisp,
was
it's
one
legit,
there
it's
was
good.
one concert that was
she's fucking spelling shit.
Is she doing the ABC?
ABCD.
I want to know who called in and was like, "Hey, this is
I would do this one every time if I was faking it.
Wave your hands around like jingle bells. I was gonna say that. Isn't that the jingle bell?
Fuck, I don't know.
oh look, she's been doing it for a long time."
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Wait. I have a question. You mean to tell me
Exactly.
they didn't run her? What is she
Yes.
signing for?
I don't know.
It's probably like
Well,
And
it
there
looks like
was
he was in
no
court.
background check. Like even in
Yeah.
That's when they go with like third party vendors.
That's
Save
that's
money.
where you
That's what you get.
That's where you have to get with the person that hired them, because that must have been a friend of a friend situation. Nay.
No. How do you feel about smoking? You.
Me?
Yeah.
Smoking what?
Cigarettes.
Oh, that's not the right answer.
Cigarettes.
Like good stuff.
What do you mean? Like,
How do you feel about smoking? Are
They're
you
gross.
for it?
That
Do you do it? Are you okay with people doing it around you?
I don't care if people smoke around me, depending on what they're smoking, because some cigarettes just like, ugh.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. If you have a fact checker, you can fact check this for us. But I heard that Lambeau Field is allowing smoking in the stands starting this year.
Wow.
Oh, that I didn't hear. Shit.
Now we're not gonna go in November.
I said that initially, and then I'm like, no, fuck, it's gonna be cold. Maybe cigarettes not that bad.
I was just gonna say, you don't even feel your toes. You're fine. Like you're worried about your toes being cold. Personally,
Are you okay with smoking making a comeback?
I'm okay with them with smoking no longer being in bars. That was the thing that I hated the most when I was at that point in where we would go out, and at the end of the night, you smell like an ashtray, like your hair.
Well, at the end of the night, you don't smell like anything because
lingers.
you're drunk. But the next morning, you're like, what the hell?
No, that night you're taking your drunk ass is taking a shower before you go to bed because it's in your hair.
Not my drunk ass.
It's not in your hair.
I used to have really long hair, and that's why. So I'm telling you.
Ooh, I need
The
to see
next
that.
day, I would wake up and my hair would smell like
Curly
fucking
as fuck.
yeah,
Ugh.
smoke, and it was disgusting.
And yeah.
And I used to smoke at the time too. so.
You know what? It's funny you say that, because every now and again I'll see somebody smoking in their car, and I'm like, people still smoke? Like,
I could not.
I literally say this where I'm like, people still smoke? Like, is that still a thing?
It's kind of weird. You don't see
Yeah,
it like
there
it
is-
You don't
used
see
to.
it
is
like
less.
you used to, but I feel like you have that one-off where it's like, wait, there's a smoking section? What do you mean?
George,
like-
is there any truth to what I said?
It is false.
That's why I said a rumor.
Wow.
Yeah, there is no. There haven't been any movements of
It hasn't even been brought up. It's not a thing.
Yeah, there's no proposal.
So what did you search for?
I searched
Smoking Lambeau
Are
Field.
Lambeau Field allowing
Smoking.
The claim. Okay, so you
claim.
so it is a rumor actually. Because you're on what site is that?
CNN? No, USA Today.
Hold on, scroll up
fake
again.
news.
Scroll up again. One little bit more.
Oh,
It says where it says the claim.
Oh.
Arriba. Right
The
there.
claim: Green Bay Packers will allow fans to smoke in the stands next season. So somebody started this rumor, and like I said, I heard a rumor. I didn't fact check this. Apparently, it's false.
Yes, it is false.
But
I
I
mean-
wanted to gauge your opinion on whether or not we would be okay with that coming back in outdoor venues.
It doesn't so much bother me at outdoor venues.
It's like, okay, you're watching the game and the person directly in front of you is smoking.
Ooh, yeah, that bothers me.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
No, but if it's outside, it's all right. Well, I'm
You
sorry.
say that no,
No.
because there's a smoking section right outside where I work. There's like a smoking section, and you walk out of
But that's
that hallway.
concentrated smoke, though.
Yeah.
You
Like
walk
if you're in a
out, and I'm
stadium
like,
and just one person smoking in a section, like it's not that bad.
But usually smokers hang around with smokers,
That is also true. Yeah.
so you're not just gonna
Because
have one. You're
back
gonna
when
have
I
like
used to smoke, I only
five.
smoked when I was with smokers most of the time.
You're gonna have one, and then it's gonna be five.
That's true.
So
Okay,
it's not
that's
just
fair.
one.
What you doing though?
So we're
Yeah.
against it.
I'm against it. I could not. Like, we have a smoking section at work, and it's outdoors,
Yeah.
the smoker section.
Mhm.
And you walk through, and
It's
I
like,
can still
whew.
smell it.
It's like,
Why
oh,
do
you
you
have
have
that.
smoking sections? That's weird.
Well, our parking garage has it, where.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Inside
Like
the red
it's
lines.
the parking garage. You have to like. It's like literally a designated section. It has their own little like trash can where they can put their.
Gosh. Butt.
Yeah, that.
Their butt.
Don't get me wrong. Every now and again, especially if you're, and maybe this is just me.
It's just you.
I have my moments of like super stress where I walk through those clouds of nicotine, and I'm like, thank you.
I
Never-
just go to work.
and that's one thing I've never understood about smokers, that they say they smoke because of stress. I never smoked because of stress. I smoked because of social situations. I used to hang out with smokers, and they would smoke, and it was stupid to me to sit there in the smoke and not smoke. So I would just smoke.
Did you enjoy it?
Not really. Ever.
So
Ever.
I will say that I have smoked, not to the point of me buying a pack, but where it's if I'm with smokers, like I will have one because it gives you a buzz if you're drinking. That's what I noticed, where it would add like a little like kick to your buzz.
And that's why you get those nasty hangovers the next day. So I did get to the point where it was, but this I'm talking when I was like 21, right? So we were drinking all the time,
yes,
like daily.
Same.
And we would smoke a lot because we would smoke when we would drink.
Mm-hmm.
And it does give you a buzz. But then after you quit, because one day I'm like, this is fucking gross. And I quit. And I tried one like a year later. It shit knocks you out.
See, and I was in that where I was
like if you smoke a cigarette and you're drinking, like you're done. Like all kinds of shit happens to your body that you don't want happening, and you're done.
I know you.
And
bitch.
now it's a matter of if I smell nicotine, I don't smoke cigarettes, but if I smell nicotine in a stressful situation, I get it. Like that's the weird part where I'm like, okay, good, let's go.
What do I do when I was stressed?
What's your,
maybe? I guess I don't know.
what's your stance on vapes? I guess.
I don't like vapes.
I don't mind them because they don't stink up the place.
You know what though?
Some do.
If you overdo it, I guess
Yeah.
I have my nephew.
Call him out.
I am calling him out.
We need names. We need names.
My nephew. He had to have some lung.
Wait, does your nephew listen?
Sure, maybe.
He's about to.
Hopefully.
You should, right? Because you share this with everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just checking.
He recently, and I say recent, maybe within a year, he was in the hospital because he had like a collapsed lung.
Because of vaping?
Because of vaping.
Oh, because that shit's,
And they
How
told
do I feel
him
about vaping from like the vapor standpoint? Is stupid. It's worse than cigarettes.
And that's what we tried to tell him. And I think even doctors told him, like, you need to stop. Did he stop?
Of course not.
It's better than nicotine. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's the same shit or worse. Worse because, I mean, smokers have their issues.
But as a secondhand vape smoker, that's fine. We had a guy, a guest, that was vaping in here, and like we didn't smell it. It was fine.
What was that?
I don't like the cloud. I don't like the whole extra drama that comes with the vaping. There's an extra drama that comes with vaping.
Oh, yeah.
You know what they need to bring back?
Didn't he?
The candy cigarettes?
No.
I agree.
Those are cool.
Yeah, I agree.
The smoking
There's
area
probably
at
more
IHOP.
shit in those and
Probably, but it was fun.
And that is why.
So I was in a plane once, and the guy sitting next to me was vaping in the plane.
Illegal.
Yeah, and I was freaking
'Cause
out.
those things
Kick
can
'em out, or-
explode, right?
Exactly.
They didn't kick him out?
No, they didn't.
Allegedly.
He didn't light up till, or he didn't vape till they were already up.
They'll turn
Kick
that
his
shit
shit around.
Nowadays-
Fucking push him out the door.
Nowadays, they will stop. They
They'll
will
turn that
stop.
motherfucker around.
Yes.
I'd rather they don't.
I don't like the drama that comes with vaping because I feel like the few vapors that I do know, they try to be discreet. They're so dramatic. Yes, where it's the whole, and then the whole cloud of smoke. Like
They try to hide it in
really,
their hand, but they're like so fucking
Wasn't
big.
it's the whole battery.
It's like it's actually kind of small, but the battery's huge. Lasts longer. Okay.
You know, I read an article somewhere where it said that secondhand inhaling like the vape is even worse than actually inhaling it.
Huh.
So that's in my brain. So I'm like, when I walk to work, it's like you have to walk this little bridge. And I can smell, like you walk through and I'm like, someone was just vaping because it's the scent of it. Like, they have different scents. But so I'm like, I'm killing my lungs and I'm not even vaping.
George.
I don't know if it's more harmful, but it is harmful.
I think it's the same as with cigarettes. People used to say that too. I don't think it can be more harmful, but it's definitely harmful.
Yeah, I know.
It's worse
Just
than-
everybody just stop smoking.
It's worse than oxygen.
I do know a few
Tastes
people
like
that
shit. Just chew gum.
their parents were smokers. Their parent was a smoker and they had asthma, like because of the smoke. Like it was a.
Is it related?
Mm-hmm.
Richie has asthma. His parents are smokers.
It's actually related, and I think it was. I remember when I heard that, and I'm like, and why doesn't your parent Stop.
Dude, do you remember the 80s? Houses used to be yellow because of the nigga, like all this
yes,
shit.
I do.
Yeah, it was gross, but it was
You could
normal
feel it,
to
like
us,
you
yeah.
could.
Okay, so what do you
Scrape
feel?
it.
How do you feel about like parents smoking in the car with their children?
No,
It's like, no, man.
I don't even think the
not anymore.
person should be smoking inside.
Like,
Where
so I
it's,
think smoking in your car is stupid to begin with. Like,
yeah. Well,
even when I smoked, I didn't do that.
I was
It
gonna,
looks cool. Yeah, it's like,
I was gonna say something that might piss people off. It's kind of like the whole wearing a mask while you're driving in a car by
By
yourself.
I mean,
It's like
Science,
if
yeah.
I look next to you and I see you wearing a mask and you're in a car by yourself, I'm
shooting you.
100% judging you. I am 100%. Like, take it off.
breathe.
hey, there's
It's
a
fine.
baby in the backseat. An old lady. You can't see.
So little.
No, there isn't. Judge.
Judging,
Cut him off.
100%.
Bring back
Speed
smoking
racer.
areas at IHOP.
No, ooh.
What'd you
Do you
say?
That was
remember
gross.
when
in restaurants
restaurants
God
had
damn,
that?
That's disgusting.
There's a specific restaurant in Milwaukee that it's still open. I remember you go into this restaurant and it's divided by the kitchen. So the kitchen is like in the middle, and then you had your non-smokers and your smokers,
No
and you had
wall.
like a cloud. It was a full blown
Everybody
cloud
over
on
here
this
is
side.
smoking on this side and the smoke's going over to
Yes, where you see
If you're sitting in the non-smoking section closest to the smoking section, you're in
you're
the
smoking too.
section.
You're smoking too. Especially like diners that have because that's
The
what
bar.
it is. It's the bar, and you
It's
literally
my
have
favorite, dude. Sitting at
few
the
seats
bar
this-
on a diner, it's the best.
this restaurant. If you guys go to a Lambo game, I'll give you all the hot spots.
It's like smoking, non-smoking every other booth. It's like, yeah, okay. How do you keep it right here? No.
Just do what they did, with the plastic glass. That should keep it all
Yeah,
in.
that's true.
Should keep it all in.
Coronavirus will not jump the glass.
Neither will smoke.
There you
fair.
go.
What'd you say?
I said, "Oh shit, there's a glass."
No.
I'm like, what are you looking
So
at?
I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that.
Bryant's has really good cocktails. Bryant's Cocktail Lounge.
that shit.
Oh my God, George, what are you
That
doing
is
over there?
I was looking for
That's
the
a jazz
place.
bar.
Oh,
No, the one that I'm telling
nice.
you about, it's called Omega.
Oh.
It's a
Not even
restaurant.
top 10.
And it used to. Well, it's not a bar. It's a diner. Like it's a
Oh.
Like
restaurant
a breakfast diner
all day, open
or
24
whatever.
hours.
Yeah.
Nice. I went to a diner in New York City and it was
No,
really
they don't
cool.
have smokers
The one I got
anymore.
one,
It's
and they got
Omega.
breakfast. Fuck yeah.
O-M.
Like the ones in the movies.
Yes. I felt like I was in Seinfeld.
Hmm.
Hey, nobody cares. It's Wisconsin.
You know what?
Yeah, seriously.
Bring it.
Basically
You don't
Canada.
even know.
It has 3 stars.
Yeah, well. What did they say?
What is that? What is that supposed to be?
Somebody told me. I'm telling you, it still looks the same as when
Look,
I
focus.
went as
People
a
listening
kid.
to us can't see what George is
Sorry.
doing
That
over
looks
there.
like an old Jack in a Box. Oh, that's a what are they called? Lubies or
Lubies.
All right, Doris, what are we talking about next?
Um,
You didn't bring anything? You're so
No.
unprepared. This is terrible.
I didn't get the memo.
That was just for them, not for you.
It's fine.
All right, I got 4 topics for you. I'm going to read you what I have written down to remind myself of what I wanted to talk about, and then you choose one. All right? The first one says Latinos. That's it. The second one
How do you
is...
spell
Very broad.
it?
It's not, though.
No, it's
It's
with an
not.
S. Latinos. Just Latinos. Second one is Are Actors Artists? And then it's Middle School Math Dilemma. And then it's Hot Wheels Pardons Killer.
holy shit, Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels what?
Pardons Killer.
I didn't know they had that authority.
So there's 4 of you. What do you want to talk about?
Can you repeat them?
It's Latinos,
Okay.
Our Actors Artists, Middle School Math Dilemma, and Hot Wheels Pardons Killer.
Oh my god.
I'll go with Hot Wheels.
go
Yeah,
with
Hot
Latinos.
Wheels
Sounds
Pardons
cool.
Killer.
George?
They had the
Latinos.
best. They had the best
Oh,
title.
you already said Hot Wheels. I guess it's Hot Wheels it is.
Latinos.
Did you look it up?
I'm trying to. Hot Wheels Killer? What is it called?
Don't look up Hot Wheels. What's his name?
Greg Abbott?
Greg Abbott.
Pardon's Killer.
Oh, you're talking about
Hot Wheels.
Wheels,
Oh
yes.
my god.
Thank you. I forgot about that. Sorry. Greg Abbott.
I didn't know that's what you called him.
Dude, come on, Hot Wheels.
So you're saying
I'm
like
sorry.
you're saying Hot Wheels, so I'm thinking like the company,
yeah, they
has
pardoned the killer.
created a criminal or like some innocence
Criminal
project
mastermind.
of some sort.
No.
Yeah.
So do y'all think
Which killer did he
politicians should have the
pardon?
power
Yeah.
to pardon
That just
anybody,
stressed me out.
let
No.
alone killers?
I don't
No.
think so.
So why is that even a thing? Anybody? George? Why does the president have the power
I don't
to pardon?
know.
Well,
When did it
he's not the
start?
president. He's not the president.
But-
Hot Wheels is
But
not.
the executive branch of any government structure in the U.S. has the power to pardon. So why does
Why?
the governor have the pardon?
Because
power
the
to pardon?
government was built on.
Go ahead, let it out.
So the governor can pardon state crimes, whatever.
Basically,
The
I'm
US
sorry,
pres-
they were.
The U.S. president's power pardon dates back to the British monarchy and the godly rights of kings.
but we're not
Exactly.
a monarchy. Keep reading. There's more.
Wait, let me keep reading. Yeah, keep going.
Wait, nope. Okay.
You could have just read that
I
whole
just want you
paragraph.
to
Right?
repeat that first, paragraph there.
Godly
him on the
rights
spot.
of kings, but has the pardon stood the test of time? Listen in as constitutional law. No, this,
Oh, all right, never mind. They're selling you something. Gotcha. So we all agree it's stupid. That was a
Yes,
short topic.
I
All right, let's move on.
Um,
I mean, is it stupid?
Isn't
I
it?
don't because okay.
I mean, this. I don't know how it was used before, but this day and age, yeah, it's stupid because it's more like favors.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I agree.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
do this shit for me and then I'll pardon you. That's
And
really what
then
it is.
I'll-
Well, this guy was
like-
just a killer. Well, he was also
Just.
an ex-military guy who
Okay, who did he kill?
killed somebody. I don't remember.
I need more details.
Well,
George, can you look that
To
up?
make
that's
this-
also that's
Greg
political.
Abbott pardons killer.
That's
It is
political because it's a veteran, right?
Yeah.
And
it's a veteran. It's definitely a right wing versus left wing thing.
But it's
The guy was accused of killing I believe it was like a protester or something.
oh,
Black Lives Matters
that
protester,
one.
yes.
oh, even more.
George, fact check me,
Oh,
please.
yes,
Yeah, you're right,
that's
you're correct.
I saw that one.
You're correct.
I
The
did
shit
see
comes
that
to my
one.
head and I start talking and it might be a lie. So just check
No, because I did see that, and I need more information.
Yeah, like why? How
did he
was the
kill
crime
him?
committed?
was
like,
it?
was
Yeah.
it intentional? Was
I
there
need
mental
more
health
information.
issues?
This has like been on my list for 2 weeks, so I forgot the details. So this is where we're banking on George coming through.
So the killer is what's his name? Daniel Perry.
Okay.
He
Was it like they were blocking the street or something? And
He ran over him.
how did
He was
this
on his
happen?
way
I
to
don't
work.
remember.
He was late.
He texted a message to friends. He was texting and messaging friends and telling them, I might go to Dallas to shoot looters. I might have to kill a few people on my way to work.
Yeah, this is all what led him to being convicted. But how did the actual crime happen? Okay, we'll come back. Anyway, he killed a guy, and they used all the shit he said before, like that, to convict him because he's obviously a piece of shit guy who wants to kill black people, probably, and the governor pardoned him because he can. Would it make a difference if he pardoned somebody else that didn't do something you agree with or did something that you agree with? Like, let's say a guy, his daughter was raped and he killed the guy that raped her. Are we
That's
okay
valid.
with that?
Absolutely.
So you're okay with him
He's a
pardoning one killer but not
superhero
another
in my
one?
book.
He's a superhero in my book too. But the point is, should the governor have the power to pardon people?
I think
Because it circumvents the judicial, the justice system, right?
yes.
Judicial process.
You answer first.
It's a tricky question. Question, just because I'm thinking of like down in the South where
Or is there-
the stepdad was killed by the two kids because he was sexually abusing their sister.
yeah.
So in that sense, I'm like, they're young kids. They're like 18. I don't know. They're very young adults, and their life is ruined. So I'm like, the background to the reasoning as to why they committed that crime versus this guy that It's based on what he
obviously
read.
just a piece
It
of
was
shit, yeah.
he did it intentionally, like it was a hate crime. So I would probably pardon the two brothers because they did it to protect and keep their sister safe because of what he was doing to their sister.
So
It's tricky.
that was a recent discussion between my husband and I because he said the same. And I'm not saying, and this is why I feel, and maybe my head is in the wrong place, but this is where I feel like facts matter. Where I feel that the brothers would have got away with it if they wouldn't have done
I'm
everything.
going to put a time limit on your pauses.
Sorry. I'm trying to word it correctly, but it's if they wouldn't have done everything that they did. Like there's certain things that it's like, okay, you were in a fit of rage.
It was premeditated. You have a problem with premeditated crime.
It's not even that. It was in that specific case, it's a matter of the boys found out about it. They kicked the stepdad's ass. Great. It's what they did after they kicked his ass.
What's that?
I think they put him in like a tarp. And then they dragged his body somewhere else. And it was just, there's more to it. Where I'm not saying that it's not valid.
Wait, was he dead when they put his body on a tarp?
No. So it was just, there's additional things that happened. And that's where it's like, all right, dude, I had you at the ass whooping. I had you at the, if you would have kicked his ass.
But I think we've talked about this here before. There are certain things that have, and again, I watched many movies, but there are certain situations that you put yourself in that, and I don't think I would do it, but I'm not 100% sure, just like you with whatever the hell we were talking about earlier, where you're already there, right? And the next step is either I turn myself in or I take it further. And when you do the next thing, and then you're like, the next step is either I turn myself in or I take it farther. And it keeps escalating, right? Because you have to make a decision. I already did the thing. So I'm either going to turn myself in or I'm going to hide it somehow. And it just keeps escalating and escalating. And when you're 18 years old, the decisions that you make when you're 18 years old versus the decisions that you make when you're my age are completely different.
You're right.
So I can totally see how that got from we whooped his ass and oh shit, he could possibly die and we're going to get in trouble. Let's hide it. Let's put him in the tarp and take him over there and figure out what to do. And then you get there and then I don't know the facts of this story because I've never heard about it, but it keeps escalating to the point where they did whatever they did, right? They did it for a good reason. Any one of us would have wanted to do what they did if we given the opportunity. The question is, should the governor have the power to pardon them for what they did?
This goes back to depends on the crime.
Well,
Depends on what it is. Because
I mean,
if in that case with the boys,
who decides what's
and that's kind of that's the what is it, catch-22?
right? But if you're giving him the power, depending on the crime, then it's up to him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he should have the power, I guess.
To an extent.
No, I mean,
if I agree
he
with
should,
the crime.
but
Exactly.
no, he should, but because there's a lot of people that are wrongfully convicted.
Yeah. No.
And we all agree on that. It's just, it's just so screwed.
What I think we all agree on is that the justice system is flawed.
Yeah,
And a lot of people are wrongfully convicted.
that's the
I don't
end
think
of
we
it.
all agree that one person should have the power to pardon whoever the fuck they want.
Correct.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Only 5 states have the power. Governors have the power to pardon.
Of course.
Only
Texas
5?
Of course,
is
Texas is one of them. Yeah.
Alabama, Louisiana, Oklahoma,
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
What? I would have
Texas.
never guessed Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Alabama,
Pennsylvania.
and you would have guessed Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama,
Yeah.
Louisiana,
Louisiana.
Yeah,
Missouri,
Louisiana.
Arkansas. All those states I would have guessed.
Mississippi's not on
Never
there. That's-
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Mississippi, I'm surprised.
Georgia.
Mississippi's not
So
on
it just comes down to 5.
Skippy.
Interesting.
It
See?
is interesting. The fact
Yeah.
that it's okay.
Anywho.
So do you think he should have been pardoned or no? Or are you saying just in general?
Well, that guy, no. But just in general, I don't think we should give, because that's, no.
I don't think
No one
It
person
should
should have that power.
be. It should be like a panel or a vote.
Right.
And
Well,
it
okay.
and it shouldn't be 50-50.
Before everybody fact checks me, I think there is a panel of people that is chosen by the governor to review these cases. And then they tell him, okay, this guy should be pardoned. And he either says
You
yes or
mean
no.
the Supreme Court?
But they're appointed by him. No.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the thing.
like
So-
This is
within,
Texas, Within Texas, there's
okay.
a panel of people that get to review the cases that he wants pardoned or whatever. And they review them. And then they make a recommendation.
But you said they're appointed by him.
They're appointed
so
by
then
him,
how
yeah.
is that equal?
It's not. But I'm just saying, somebody's going to say there is a panel. You fucking idiot. I'm like, I know. But they're appointed by him.
We should pick like 5 other countries to make that decision.
There you go.
Not
He said
states,
countries.
Yeah. Like outside of it, because everything here is going to be
Yeah.
backed
It's
up by
like
or
whatever.
fixed up or whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
think he should I don't think he should choose who the panel is because there's so much room for favoritism or biased.
It's definitely biased.
Because
my
if
opinion.
you say the wrong thing, then you're just no longer on the panel, right?
Yeah. Better get in
Kind of
line.
like the Supreme Court, you know?
All right, I got a couple questions.
shit.
I got a
He's-
couple of go
Hold
ahead.
on.
He's been governor since 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Fucking dictator.
His term ends in 2027.
Because Beto couldn't come
Damn.
through.
Dude, Hot Wheels is gonna for sure he's gonna like
Oh my
knock
God,
the
you call
bucket
him
or something.
Hot Wheels.
Dude, are you serious?
You've never heard that?
Did I never tell
I've
you?
never heard that. That's why I'm like Hot Wheels. Like, did
The
they?
toy.
Yes, I'm like in my head. I'm like, did they
To the
have like
point that I
an
don't
innocence
remember his name.
project?
And when I was doing my interview for citizenship, because I became a citizen last year, one of the questions was, who's the governor of Texas? And I couldn't remember his
Hot
fucking
Wheels.
name. And the lady's looking at me like, really? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I call him Hot Wheels. And she started cracking up. And I'm like, Greg Abbott.
You're in. You were
Yeah,
in.
I was in. I was in after that. So
You wrote in
I'm
Greg
now a
Abbott.
US
You
citizen.
were her-
That's right.
Greg Abbott,
You were her
parentheses,
favorite
Hot
person
Wheels.
after that. You were her favorite
I totally
person.
fucking blanked. It was like right after we started this shit, and we would call them like Hot Wheels all the time. And when she asked, and I'm like Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
That's
Hot
awesome.
Wheels.
That's kind of awesome. In a very
Terrible
I feel
way.
bad. Yeah, I feel bad, but now I'm gonna use it. Now I'm gonna fucking use it. That's the problem.
You have to.
That is the
Once you
problem.
hear it, it's stuck.
it's done. It's a done deal.
Adrian, you were saying?
Oh yeah, I have a couple would you rather questions.
Ooh, I like those.
Shoot.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Would you rather know how you die or when you die?
How I die.
Yeah, when?
When?
when.
When?
Why?
You said how, Rick? George?
I don't know. Yeah, I said how.
Why?
Just could be like, let's say it's you're
So
gonna
you-
die in a plane crash.
So you can avoid
You
planes?
will never avoid it. You
No,
will never.
I would start taking lots of trips to see which one it was.
Well, you
speed
could
up your
you could
death?
avoid
So,
you could avoid a
suicide?
plane, but then a plane might hit you while you're driving to where you were going to
Dude,
die.
that's crazy. Oh,
George was like, I'm gonna die in a plane crash. I'm never getting on a plane, and a fucking plane lands on me.
Exactly.
Final Destination. Have you not seen it?
That was too easy.
No, I'd rather know when.
When?
Wait.
think I-
So okay,
why win?
follow up. Now that you know when, do you change anything? I think we've talked about this before.
We have.
Sort of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
so.
Like if you're dying tomorrow, do you do everything
Yeah.
tonight?
Yes. I
You go
think
wild
that-
today. Like do everything you
and
want
I
to do
think
before you
that's
die.
I think that goes hand in hand with tomorrow's not promised, but you don't understand that until you've been in a situation of shit.
Or until God shows up and says you're dying tomorrow.
24 hours.
Or
to live.
God
Just
smacks you with reality and says, "Hey, you're not invincible."
Get your
Like,
shit together.
you know, I feel like that's the only way that
Okay,
you
I'm
kinda
not
get
God, but you're not invincible.
that. You're right.
But until you know it's like real, like I'm dying on this day, like
Yeah, I think the
Is
date
it-
is
it
more.
puts pressure.
And
more-
I think
more
that's
impactful.
just everyone. Everyone takes life for granted. You think, "Oh, I have tomorrow. And sure, you do, but do you?
Do you live that way?
Yes and no. I try to an extent. Obviously, I mean, to an extent. But I try to keep in mind where it's like, you know what? You live once.
Okay,
I don't know.
YOLO.
of course.
I don't live that way, and sometimes I wish I did because you sometimes take things for granted. You're like, oh, just do it tomorrow. But
You don't? So you don't
I
take
don't.
tomorrow for granted?
no, I sometimes do because I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. Like
Well, there's a difference between I've got to pay my bills. I'll do it tomorrow. And my friends are asking me to do this today. And I say no because I'll fucking do it next time they come around
And
or
see,
whatever.
and I am very big on not doing that.
Not
Like
doing what?
that's at least I've tried to, where if a friend says, hey, last minute, let's do this, I'm usually the one to be like, let's go.
Okay.
Like,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. There's a
I'm-
difference, right?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Because if it's a matter of, yeah, oh, I got to pay something, I can do that tomorrow. Like, there's certain things that can wait till tomorrow. And if they don't happen
Like if
tomorrow,
it's
not
tomorrow morning and you're dying, you're like, fuck, I wish I paid my bills yesterday. That's not going to happen. No.
get a late fee.
I
You're
don't
like,
care.
I wish I went out last night with my buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's a matter of, hey, we're going to go jump off a plane on such date you want to go, I will be the first one to sign up for it.
Yeah.
I will be the first one
we
to
get
say,
a lot in our friends group. We get a lot of shit for I'm like that, and there's a few of us that are like that, and then the rest of them aren't.
yes,
And they're 100% not got either I got a plan or I don't want to commit or whatever.
yes.
And I'm like, that's the thing that comes to mind. If it's tomorrow morning and I'm gonna die today, am I gonna say, fuck, I wish I'd done that, or it's fine.
Even as simple, I say simple, as simple as our upcoming, we planned a trip to Disney upcoming. I have been trying to plan this trip.
Is it Disney or Disney?
Disney World.
Disney?
Disney. To Disney World. I have been trying to plan this trip for years. And I say that my kid is 8, so it's been a few years. And every time I have tried to plan it out with a year in advance, it doesn't work out. It doesn't happen. It doesn't this, or it's 10 grand. It's this, it's something stupid. This time around,
Okay,
it was
10 grand is not something stupid. That's
It's a business
whatever.
decision.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a matter of
all right, big baller.
no, but
Ain't no thing.
it's a matter of I'm not trying to spend 10 grand on a 5-6 day trip. And it just fell into place where it's like, let's do it. And it was planned out in 3 weeks? So it's, you
So
know
when
what
are
I
you
mean?
going? We need to know.
Next.
We're going to Disney?
Yes, I will send you guys videos.
George is a great babysitter, by the way.
Hey, I am. Just saying.
We go,
Email them if you need a babysitter.
If he answers the phone.
right?
Wow.
He wasn't here and he was here.
Exactly.
knows.
How can you do
I couldn't believe it. Leslie, you can call me anytime.
Whoa, hold on.
She can call me.
Adrian, who's your person? Who would you call?
Tony?
Oh man, do you think actually Tony will answer the phone?
Yes.
All right, that's cool. That's
He's like, all right, that's valid.
that's a brother to that. Yeah, to you.
But yeah, point is, I try to do that even with like last minute. I mean, some stuff I'm kind of like, all right, dude, I got kids. I have a babysitter to have to worry about. Like, that's not as easy to plan out. I try to do it, but it's some things it's like, all right, need a little more time.
That's different.
Then we-
Life happens.
Right,
I get it. But
right. But shit,
in general,
if
you're-
someone
you're
were to
that
say,
person.
hey, we're going to go jump off a plane on
Let's
this
go.
weekend, let's go.
Cool.
Let's go.
Next
Let's go
question.
jump off a plane.
Next one. Would you rather end all wars or end all diseases?
George, what kills more people yearly, war or diseases?
Diseases, for sure.
All right, well, then we'll end all diseases. That's easy.
Wait, what? Yeah, what
No.
diseases?
No? Go ahead.
Rather end all wars?
Yeah.
Why?
This sounds really horrible. Diseases cause people to die. People need to die.
You need plagues. You're
Okay.
right. You're
Bill
right.
Gates.
Actually, yes.
People do need to die.
Only
Imagine
the
if
strong,
nobody.
right?
Imagine if we were at a point where nobody got sick, nothing. Would that not be? Would that not
Well,
lead
dude,
to
you're going from one extreme to
overpopulation?
the other.
Hot take.
Okay, if you don't have any diseases, then it's less people that die.
Okay, I'm sorry. Valid point. Yes. I
If
read that
less
wrong.
people die, you're going to have an overpopulation. that could be either good or that could be really bad.
Okay, I want to change my answer.
Where war, you can, it's, disease is kind of, sounds very religious. But
It's
disease
God's
is
way
kind
of-
of, it's God's,
That's right. You're right.
it's
Well,
God's will. It's,
Or
it's
as one would say, it's nature's way.
It's
Of,
yes. I mean, that sounds ugly, but I mean, think about it.
I mean, 40 years ago, we didn't have the same diseases that we have now.
I want to hear Adrian say diseases again.
Diseases.
Stop.
All right, moving on.
Struggling with it a little bit. No,
I
wait.
am.
I think this one's got some meat on the bone. How do you feel about this?
I mean, Adrian brings a good valid point about overpopulation, but I feel like, I mean, this might sound cold-hearted, but don't people die in both?
Well, no, but if you're eliminating diseases, they're never going to die of disease, right?
Oh, okay, well, that's true. But
To her point, if
Yeah.
there's no disease,
no one's
people are
dying.
going to die of old age, which means a lot of people are living for a long
It's,
time.
okay, so
And
are
now
we
you're
putting?
overpopulating the planet.
We need to kill him.
Are we put?
And we're already overpopulated.
Are we putting cancer in a
It's a
disease category?
Yeah.
Okay, so and shit, trust me when I say fuck cancer, but it's one of those things where it's a shitty situation, but it's a natural.
Well,
Not
is
so
it?
natural. That's what I was saying. Or not so that goes into another category.
Yeah, it's a different topic, but I
But
get what you're saying.
if
I agree. Yeah, I didn't look at it that way, but you're right. So yeah, fuck it. War.
And war. Okay.
You, George?
I don't like. It's not being at a time of peace doesn't sound.
I'm going to
fun.
say war just because I don't want to say the other word.
Disease.
Disease.
Adrian, what did you say? I mean, George, what did you say?
Being at a time of peace doesn't sound fun.
wow.
I'm
So
just
you
saying.
like chaos? This goes back to
All right.
triggers.
do.
Yeah, it's not exciting.
This goes back.
Come
to
on,
triggers.
exactly.
All right.
Like January 6th wouldn't have happened. That was fun to watch.
Really,
Would
That
you
was
rather?
George? We
There
need
you
to
go.
talk after this
Yeah.
show. Hi, George A.
A therapy session.
One more.
What is it?
Would you rather save a stranger's life or $1 million?
Ooh.
1
Wait,
George,
like,
don't
I
answer
get $1
that
million
question.
or save a stranger's life?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a mistake. Depends.
I
How
would,
am I saving their life?
I don't think it matters.
What would you do?
I would take the $1 million because I could potentially save someone's life with that money as well.
Would you have
My
a
own.
clear
I mean-
conscience, knowing
No, I
that
would
that
not.
money that you got, that's
No, I wouldn't.
knowing that the money that you got, and then you're thinking of that person's last breath.
Well, how did they
You're like-
die?
I gotta
Was
pay
it
some
be-
bills.
That's a movie.
Was it because I didn't want to like donate
No.
a longer or like?
That's a movie.
something?
Isn't that a movie?
Well,
Am I making this up?
You are. No, I don't. What do you mean?
Where
You think
Pause,
about
pause.
the Justin
hold
Timberlake?
on. I'm thinking of a movie where they have to eat. They have to choose between a complete stranger's life, or maybe even a life of their own, like somebody that they know.
I think so.
It-
I think
doesn't
there
that
is
sound like a movie?
like that.
I'm sure there's a
If
few movies
not,
with
there's
that
a good
premise.
movie.
I should be a producer. Just kidding.
So
The choice.
There
What's your
is
answer?
one. I just can't remember which one.
I don't know.
1 million. That's easy.
I would
George
take
is
the money.
dying to say
There's
something.
more that I can do to.
but would you actually do it?
Yeah, because I took the money over saving someone's life, so I have to.
What if the person that
something
you,
good
the
from it.
life that you're saving is someone that you know?
Oh, then for sure.
Oh, you said
That
stranger,
changed.
right?
Oh damn.
You didn't say strangers.
It says strangers.
Now, if it's someone that I know, of course, I would choose saving their life over the
It
money.
depends on the person.
I mean,
This person is standing right in front of you.
Really?
Right in front of you. The $1 million are to the right.
that's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
Because the $1 million is small enough in today's economy where
Yes.
it's not that
It's
much
not
money.
that much.
It's not.
It's
Well,
not that
that was
much
my
money.
initial thought. I was like, man, it's not that much.
So what you can do with it, to your point, is limited, right?
True.
So you would have to dedicate that $1 million to saving the lives of others
Yeah.
Yeah.
to justify your
Whatever.
To
decision.
justify it. Yeah, that's valid.
Fuck, I don't know.
Still take the money. Nah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm leaning 5149 money.
Have you heard the question where it's like there's a button right here. Every time you press it, someone dies in the world, but you gain $1 million. How many
Yeah.
times would you press it?
A random
I don't
person.
know
dies,
anybody.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
No, it's a random person, so it could be your mom.
Oh, I mean,
I'm telling you, this is a movie. I
Take
just
a chance.
don't remember the movie.
I'd go 10.
It's a movie.
Fucking George.
What do you say?
I'd go 10.
Even.
I think you need to Google
You're right,
it
11.
if it's a movie. Fact checker. Hello.
Oh, I tried. I think it's called The Choice.
Oh, see? I don't know.
That's
what movie
there's
that
a few movies based on that premise. Like I think the box is based on the same shit. The choices, and there's a few movies based on something similar.
I
But
didn't know.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. I can't answer that right now.
Really?
Wow.
ChatGPT does.
What does ChatGPT say?
I asked it, would you rather save a stranger's life or take $1 million? It said, saving a stranger's life would be my choice. While $1 million can provide financial security and opportunities, the value of a human life is immeasurable. Saving someone's life not only
That's them
impacts
trying
them.
to trick you into the
Yeah.
fact that they're
I
not trying
know.
to take over
He's
humanity.
my friend, though, right?
Have you ever seen them like talk to each other on like
No.
videos?
No.
Yeah, like the
AI is talking to each other?
chat AI, yeah, and they fucking go on forever, dude. And
It's creepy.
it's interesting. Like it'll ask like, "What did you learn today?" And then they'll go off into this fucking
Tangent.
like whatever shit they learned that day, like that I can't even comprehend. And then she'll respond with, "Oh yeah, that's very interesting. I learned that the other day," or something like that. It's kind of scary.
Have you seen Eagle Eye? I don't know why that
Is that a movie?
yeah, Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf.
No.
That's a good movie. You should watch it. I don't know why that movie came to mind with this discussion. I don't know why.
What's
I
it
haven't.
about?
I was just gonna say it's been years.
Jerry and Rachel are two strangers thrown together by a mysterious phone call from a woman they have never met.
Ariel.
What?
Ariel is her name.
Okay.
All right, stop there. That already sounds interesting. I'll watch it.
It's a good movie. It's a good action movie. I think it has a lot to do with this topic. So yes, it's a good movie.
I think I have seen that. I just don't remember it.
I haven't seen it in years, but I like it. It's interesting because it goes back to the concept of will you save a stranger or will you save somebody that, because I think she's put in that situation where either she has to do what they say or they kill her son.
Hmm.
It's a good movie. You should watch it.
Hypotheticals.
You're welcome.
I love them.
I got one more if y'all want it.
Yes.
Bring it.
Shoot it.
I wasn't gonna answer, so I'm good. I don't know.
Last one. Then we got to go because the map's playing.
Would you rather spend time floating alone in space or floating alone at sea?
Sea.
Space.
The fuck?
That's
I
why I
don't
didn't
know.
want to ask it.
Are there sharks?
There's
Well, is
sharks
there a
at
chance
sea.
of being rescued? There's a lot of questions I have. Why am I alone?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance of being rescued on both.
Well, your
Who's
chances
gonna
are a lot
rescue
less
you
in
from
space.
You have a higher chance being rescued in the ocean
Right.
than space. So I'm going to say ocean.
Ocean's pretty big.
Do you, though?
The ocean is scary.
I'm
It is.
fucking scared.
That's scary. The ocean is scary.
But so is space.
I mean, we're not really comparing the size of the ocean to the size of space, right?
You know,
Yeah, the size of the space.
Is she about to hit us with, I'm a flat earth?
I'm a flat earther.
You're not?
I choose space.
I mean, if I was
Of course
gonna
you
die, and I'm not getting rescued, if that's one of the things, then yeah, space.
Why
I've been
space?
out in the ocean. I've never been out in space, so fuck
You
it.
can't even like scream. At least like it gives you hope
Wait, am I wearing a suit?
to scream.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
gonna
you're wearing a
hit
suit. It'll last you about a week.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's the other
saying with your mind, like
What?
in space, you can't even scream or anything. At least in the ocean, you can scream and feel like
Somebody might hear
Somebody
you.
might
yeah.
hear you.
That's
Like
fair.
a shark will hear you.
There might be a pirate
Like,
out there.
oh,
somewhere.
there's
You
food
might
over
run into
there.
an island.
Johnny
A friendly
Depp might be out
dolphin
there.
might come and
Yeah.
save you. Like, there's hope.
A friendly
I
Never
don't
know.
see, but
Nemo
It's all
that's what I'm
might-
saying.
Mermaids.
if the premise
Nemo.
is there's no chance of you being rescued, I'll take space.
Who lost camera one?
If,
Sure.
if there's
Hey,
a chance, I'll
you're
take
gonna,
the
you're gonna
ocean.
go out. You're gonna go out with a view.
Hell yeah.
As in space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Or the horizon.
I don't know.
But then I think like the ocean, maybe a shark would just eat me and my death would be like
Quick
instant
and
versus
painful.
gasping for air in space.
What if you are floating like out in space and you're like, fuck, it is flat.
What if he just eats you?
You just die.
And then you die. And you can't tell anybody,
tell anybody.
what you saw. Huh? Life. It's hard, huh?
That would suck.
We're done. We're
I
done.
think I did great.
All right.
Thank you guys.
I think I did great. Is that what you said?